If you've ever been hesitant about going to get your dental checkup, you're not alone. But Joe found one dental office where the staff makes you feel not only comfortable, but like one of the family. Take a look.
We're here in the offices of Dr. Stephen Marsh. He and his team go out of their way to make sure you feel comfortable when you come and visit. Doctor, I'm going to read a Google review. You normally give 5 stars on Google. That's all you can. But Sarah said, I would give Dr. Marsh and his staff 10 stars if I could. The staff is extremely friendly and welcoming. They treat you as if you were a family member rather than a patient. Doctor, how do you make somebody feel like a family member in a dentist's office?
Well, first of all, it's gratifying to hear that. My parents were always about treating people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
And that's sort of our mission statement, if you will. We try to use warm colors in the office. We have DVDs and TVs throughout the office. When patients are in the chair for a long time, some of our appointments, the cosmetic ones, may take a little longer.
Okay.
We offer them blankets.
Cozy blankets.
Cozy blankets and pillows. You know, dental chairs aren't always the most comfortable, so we can customize that to the patient.
Very nice.
So whatever we can do, even when we're working on them, we warm the cartridge. Sometimes when we give anesthetic, it makes it a little easier. And if they're going back to work, we give Oraverse, which reverses the Novocaine. All things that you usually wouldn't find in a dental office.
So you don't have to walk around with a mouth that kind of does this
a
for
little bit,
hours
but not for
afterwards.
4 hours, maybe for an hour.
That's
so.
great. Okay, well, let's
Thanks.
talk about some of the patients that you've helped here and, provided comfort as well as a wonderful smile.
Thanks. So Lisa told us that she hadn't been to the dentist in about 5 years, and what brought her was her left front tooth, the viewer's right, was actually fairly loose, Joe.
Okay.
And she had had bad experiences as a child, and we hear that quite often, as you might imagine. We ultimately, dental-wise, we ended up having to take that tooth out, and we gave her a zirconium bridge. She didn't want something that went in and out, didn't want an implant, and gave her a beautiful smile. And now, Joe, she's a regular in our office. So
that's awesome.
That's really wonderful for us. So Susanna, interesting case. She actually hadn't been to the dentist in about 10 years. She had 3 kids, and her husband said she's always taken care of the kids first, herself second. She didn't know where she was going that day. He actually brought her to our office.
He surprised her?
Surprised her.
So to speak.
So to speak. So actually really surprised her. We welcomed her. We talked about we're not judging, here's where she is. And she said she really wants to smile again, but had had such bad experiences, had stayed away from the dentist, even though her kids had had braces. So with some reshaping of the teeth, some gum contouring and porcelain veneers, we gave her a smile that she was very proud of.
Awesome.
And now she's a regular patient and said, I don't know what I was afraid of. But she had had bad experiences, we understand it. So Andy was going to start to date again, but had not dated because he was ashamed of the way his teeth looked.
Oh my goodness.
They had worn down over the years. He tried to do the best he could. He had these tetracycline stains that darkened teeth. And in his case, to give him a smile he would be confident with, we did porcelain veneers on the upper and crowns in the back. So we actually did all of his teeth, and he said he feels so much more confident when he's with people.
It's a brand new smile. It's
brand
a
new
look.
smile, and he's ready to come to the dentist. In fact, his daughter's thinking about going to dental school.
Oh, very cool.
Which was a real compliment. And lastly, Charisse, we just worked on Charisse this week. We'd taken care of her sister. She had avoided the dentist for years, and her husband encouraged her to get her teeth done finally. So you can see how dark they were, Joe. We reshaped them. We did porcelain veneers on the top. On the bottom teeth, we just reshaped them and whitened them. And Charisse said she feels 10 years younger. And her husband said, I think it was the best thing you've ever done for yourself.
Wow.
Again, very important to her. And she said, this is the first office I feel comfortable in.
Well, if you want comfort in your life when it comes to seeing the dentist and the personal attention that Dr. Marsh and his staff can offer, call 440-461-1003 or log on to the website clevelandsmiles.com, and don't be surprised if you hear from the doctor himself.
This segment of Good Company was sponsored by Dr. Steve Marsh and Cleveland Smiles.